Hello and welcome back. We're in Tervantia's lab and there's a hole in the ground.
Is there money to be made?
I don't know. We'll see. Space around the hollow is littered with lumps of broken concrete. Concrete, not rockcrete? Don't know if that's lore accurate. A small wind gets into the room through the ugly hole in the ceiling, stirring up whirlwinds of stone dust at your feet. The hole in the lab's vaulted ceiling and the hollow underneath it point you to the obvious. Something broke into this room, ripped out a piece of the lab, and dragged it outside. You are for now mystified as to what that something was. Gonna take a closer look around. Through the piled up rocks, dirt, and thick dust, you're able to make out parts of fixtures that were ripped out of their sockets and thrown up to the floor. Parts like these are used for fastening industrial girders in place at large manufactoriums around the Imperium. Ooh, that's only a 90, but I'm gonna try to surmise what destroyed the lab ceiling. You study the edges of the breach carefully, reflect for a few minutes, and conclude that the hole in the lab ceiling was blown by several powerful direct explosions. After some more time, you note that the characteristic marks on the debris. Characteristic marks on the debris and the walls. The ceiling was breached using melta charges. I'm gonna address my companions. What do you think about all this? My kinspeople were unable to find this place. The Dark Ones would hardly have been content with a single trophy, even one as great as this. No, this was done crudely and quickly, and that behavior is more typical of the monkey. The work is precise, though not the neatest. Whoever did this clearly knew what they were looking for and where to strike. Just look at the edges of the breach, Shireen. They were definitely ripped apart by a targeted blast. This world belongs to House Winterscale, but I refuse to believe His Lordship Caligos would ever collaborate with Xenos. Dark red and brownish green would envelop his figure every time the subject of hunting the enemies of humanity was brought up to him. He despised them. Hated them. Okay. We investigated the rubble. Okay. It seems we're done. With that at least. Can I activate this elevator now? Apparently not. Curious. Or is this the tech priest? Shot in the head, more likely a cold-blooded execution. Huh. That's curious. That was a hidden door. Am I done? There's usually some sort of cutscene or something. Some sort of, not cutscene, but like something telling us we're done. I'm gonna get back. Was that the whole group?
Was that supposed to be a challenge?
Not really. It was supposed to be manageable.
It remains hidden in the darkness of the expanse. All that is left for me to do.
Shit. Okay, the voxcaster under your armor suddenly spits out a cacophony of sounds. The growl of chainswords, human screams, the screech of metal, and the rattling interface of an active voxcast. Working the buttons, switches, and tumblers only make it worse. Gonna repair the voxcaster? Skillfully wielding your tools, you open the device's case and check each part's condition. The voxcaster does not enjoy your manipulations and hisses at you. Then the lumens on its screen glow red, and the broadcast stops. But the calm does not persist for long. Right before your eyes, the device's remains burst into purple sparks, and the dead speaker emits the familiar voice of Speaks with Gods, hoarse and feeble. Starborn, skyheld of the eagle god, hear the prayers of your servant sent to you through the myriad forests of Quetzaltemur. The nightmare has become real. The darkness left the forest, but the light of the dying star can still be saved. The heart of the forest calls out for you. As soon as the priest's voice stops, your entire body arches with a crack as if electrocuted. You're standing on the tips of your toes, staring at a crimson sky at dusk that has turned into an ocean of spilt blood. Its still surface is broken by a hand with fingers covered in rings, and Caligos Winterscale emerges from the depths, only to take a single breath and disappear once more into the blood. It happens again and again and again, until he finally notices you. He throws out his hand and reaches for you. He reaches out, and the illusion fades away, leaving only a splitting headache in its wake. Closing his eyes in satisfaction, the wolf says with deep feeling, "Do not try to drown out this voice, Edvater. The All-Father sent us the music of this battle, calling us to the Raven's feast. We must make haste." Grox's chunks, even a fresh recruit with his teeth knocked out, would have given a clearer report. What happened there? Ah! Idira digs her nails into her face, purple sparks gleaming at the ends of her hair. The dusk sun has reached the treetops, and the crimson heart has struck its last beat. The dying stars have no hope left. Run, fools, back! I could barely understand the speech of this monkey, but one thing is clear. Their settlement needs help. I care little about the woes of those primitive creatures. I am simply paying reparations for the pain that my kin have brought upon this world. Gotta go to the village. Fuck, do I not get to stop by the fucking ship and change out Idira for Argenta? That's a problem. Yeah, no, doesn't seem like it. Okay, fine. I mean, this game is fucking easy, as I said, so, you know.
Or get left in the dust.
Hello, Caligos. How you doing? Yeah. Blood for the Rogue Trader's throne, skulls for the Skull God. Caligos Winterscale laughs uncontrollably, looking around the blood-soaked village. His eyes are full of rage, as if absolute insanity has possessed him. Warden the Grey seems hypnotized by his master's word. His bloodshot eyes alight with a slowly growing flame, unnatural, frightening, demonic. The remaining members of Winterscale's retinue have dispersed around the village's center. The navigator apathetically observes the massacre from a distance. The tech priest appears overly fascinated with assembling and disassembling her own leg augmentics, and the slith mercenary is raising the village, wholly satisfied. Only Caligos's new psyche, speaks with gods, is nowhere to be seen. I smell corruption. A great deal of foul corruption. Ulfar stares fiercely at the carnage. They were killed not for need or cause, but for pleasure. I know what bodies look like when someone reveled in the slaughter. They look like this. Caligos turns around and gives you the broadest of smiles. Ah, Jane, how was your hunt? I guess we might as well go for it. He's not coming back from this. For a while now, I have had my suspicions about the source of your remarkable strength. You have turned to the ruinous powers. What are you saying, new blood? Have the Xenos addled your mind in so short a time? Caligos looks at you with a mix of surprise and confusion. Didn't Theodora explain to you that in the Expanse, baseless accusations went out of style a good 100 years ago? His palate is mixed in a very strange way. The red completely covers his eyes, but everything around him glows gold and silver. I think that his lordship Caligos Winterscale simply does not see the true colors of his deeds. Okay, I could have been dogmatic. will this give me more dialogue or will it lock me out of these options? Fuck. The winter scale I have heard of would have never thrown his words to Chorda only to indulge in mindless hunting. It's worlds. Caligos clicks his teeth and bursts into a fit of laughter and then quickly calms down. Testing the boundaries, are we, Jane? I like your boldness, but you shouldn't stick your head so far into the beast's throat. You have turned a calm settlement into bloody carnage. What other evidence does one need? They were born on my planet, living their pointless lives for a single purpose, to one day satisfy their master. They have fulfilled their purpose. He responds with a crooked grin. The rogue trader seeks to befog your mind, master. Such insolence, slit her throat, quickly. Despite being oblivious to his archmilitant's words, Caligos unwittingly tenses his back and shoulders. The look in his eyes is even more feral now than before. I know that you killed your own seneschal. What nonsense are you spewing in your blood? Edric died at the hands of the Xenos who attacked our camp at night. Either Caligos is a skillful liar or he truly cannot remember what actually happened. Flinching as if struck by a whip, Winterscale stares at the village with the look of someone who is seeing for the first time. Oh, okay. Confusion and unease creep into his gaze. What happened here? Who dared? The realization forms new lines on his face. No, I surely couldn't have. Or... I kind of want to ask this, but I want to go for this first. Your arch-militant is a heretic and a servant of chaos. He is the one fanning the flames of your rage. This is your last chance, Caligos. Cleave this upstart in two with the axe I blessed for you. Skin her and bathe in her blood. We will forget everything and continue on our journey, to hunt and to kill. This is the way you prefer to drown out your loneliness and boredom, is it not? This is all you're doing, you wretched cur! Caligos swings his axe at the arch-militant, but he evades the mortal blow with the grace of a viper. I showed you mercy, and you have been corrupting my soul this entire time, forcing me. No one forced you, Caligos. I merely enabled your desire, fostered it, and made your crimson rage blossom. You suspected, yet your own pride stopped you from recognizing your weakness. Wharton's speech becomes more and more distorted with each word, and a thought swells in the back of your mind. You wish to kill him, tear him apart, here, now. Weak, worthless fool. I have spent so many years growing this rage inside you, and still you resist. Did you think you could refuse the blessing of the Skull God at the last moment? Well, one way or another, he will claim you all. His flesh bursts, and the last thing you notice is his hateful gaze turning to you. Oh, really? Huh. I thought we'd have a boss fight. Caligos Winterscale lies on the ground, staring into the endless sky of Quetzaltemur. His pelvis is twisted unnaturally. His legs are not moving, and an exposed bone shard protrudes from his right arm. Blood streams down his chin in a thin rivulet with no sign of stopping. It was a good fight, New Blood. For the first time, Winterscale's voice is calm and humble. Okay. Let's let him have this. It was a good fight, Caligos. That it was. What irony. I have waited so long to find a worthy enemy, but ended up raising one myself, and even appointing him as my right hand. The rogue trader laughs, almost choking on blood. Your spine seems to be damaged. There is no walking with that. It seems you may be correct. Caligos does not look dismayed by your words in the slightest. After all, I can't even feel anything below the chest. Aside from an overwhelming feeling of helplessness, of course. He lets out a contented wheeze instead of a laugh. I will take you to the Emperor's vow. There is no need, but if you are so concerned about an old man's health, I shan't stop you. Okay. Nothing. I see. Is there anyone alive? I don't know why he's marked as a thing to loot when he has nothing.
I always have a backup plan.
But I guess we just go back. Just in case I'm missing something and I'm being stupid, I'm gonna make a save. Can I communicate with them? Doesn't seem so. And that was effectively the end of that questline, yes? That's not it. Right. I'm gonna talk to Idira on the ship. Did that, we did that. Man, fucking errands. This is companion quest okay. All right. I think we're done with that. Let us actually go to the bridge. Any minute now. I'm a little bit curious. I didn't ask the what now question. I kind of regret that. Should I go back? Where's my Should I? Nah. Let's sell. I'm gonna real quick. Boop. That seems good. Should I do this actually? No. And then let's do demolition for you, since that's now your main duty. Idira is hanging out over here and I want to talk to her. Have these pieces always been moving when we've been on the bridge? I don't remember. Hey, T-posting servitor. When Idira sees you, her lips curve into a smile and she nods at something over your shoulder. Idira, how are you? Not regretting your decision, are you?
Never been better, Lord Captain. No joke. As soon as I stopped fearing for my life, even the voices in my head quieted down. But don't get me wrong, they will come back. And one day I'll find myself in a situation I can't get out of. But for now, I'm fine. And it's all thanks to you.
Great.
You know, I think it's pretty ironic that my gift lets me see the future, when thinking about the future is the thing I'll do anything to avoid. Substances of all kinds, jokes, stories about their good old days. I hide under them all like a blanket. As long as I don't poke my head out, everything will be okay. At least, that's what I thought. But I'm tired of living other people's stories. I want to tell my own. I don't know when or how mine will come to an end, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that somebody someday tells at least one decent story about Adira Tlas. And I can't think of a better way to do that than by standing shoulder to shoulder with you.
Let's be nice. One story? Don't sell yourself short. You and I have already had enough adventures to fill a tome.
Then what are we waiting for? Get a scribe in here. We need to get all this down before we forget. But we have to make me more heroic and powerful so that I come out looking the best next to your other companions. What do you reckon? How many wastrels have we slaughtered? 1 million? Stuff that. Let's make it 2. Of course.
Yep, fine. Does my bridge look different than it did before? I don't remember. Yeah. I think that was this quest line mostly done. I guess I'll make a hard save. I'm still considering tossing Marajai to the Inquisition, but I'll keep him around as long as he doesn't cause any more trouble. Just in case there's more, like, content. I seem to have fucked up his, like, questline, but that's okay. Something for you to do in your playthrough, if you want. Or I could do it on another playthrough that I probably won't record. Probably. I believe the next pressing matter would be to make it to Mundus Valancius. Oh shit. Okay. Hello? I'm not sure what's happening, but we'll see. Was that Chai? Oh, hello. No, not voiced. Okay. Jai is briskly counting the treasures that have suddenly appeared in your chambers. Shireen, I decided that it is only right if I return all of this to you. No matter how lovely and valuable a gift may be, it becomes a millstone around the heart when it is obtained by deceitful means. I thought the safest thing would be to bring them all here. If I had handed them to Danrock, it would have been a monstrous temptation. Your avaricious factotum does not strike me as someone who is good at resisting temptation. What? Are these my gifts? Yes, Shireen. Tokens of your interest that you lavished upon me as generously as the sun lavishes its light and heat. Sorry, I'm listening to the music. I don't think I've heard this before. It's pretty nice. I do not recall giving you so many gifts. I think you must have given some of these to yourself. It's possible I availed myself of certain privileges granted by my status as a favorite of the rogue trader. It is impossible to hold a spoonful of honey in one's mouth and not taste it. I hope that's not it. Is this your way of telling me that our relationship is at an end? Well, do you see any kind of future for us, Shireen? Jai speaks with a vehemence, almost desperation, like a column of foot soldiers storming a fort. I refuse to close my eyes for what's right in front of me, Jane. I am not the one for you. Rogue traders do not keep no-name commoners by their side. This mismatch will diminish you as long as it continues. When it ends, I will be the one diminished. Jai is striving to maintain her businesslike air of indifference, but her shoulders are sagging as though under a heavy weight. A haunted look flickers in her eyes, and her mouth is set in a forlorn mo. I see a different future for us. We do not need to end things. The cold mask falls from Jai's face, revealing what lies beneath, a tortured expression, and tears rolling down her tawny cheeks. And how long will we be able to keep playing the simpleton and the rogue trader? You have a protectorate full of women just like me. Before, I was able to make myself stand out from the crowd. But now, with every passing day, in your eyes, I'll just become more ordinary, more trivial. I'm like a performer whose props for his tricks have come tumbling out of his sleeves. I need to get off the stage before the crowd starts throwing stones and rotten food. I don't want to have my heart broken by you. That's a bit extreme. That's an interesting way. That's very frank. I'm trying to think. I think Jai, for my Jane von Valancius character, I think Jai is the one from how things have been going. I kind of want to go for this. I haven't always been the rogue trader either, but that's who you see in me. You become who you pretend to be. Let's pretend together. A crooked smile appears on Jai's face. Two swindlers leading everyone else on a merry dance. The princess of the cold trade and the rogue trader. It's like something out of a mawkish story for girls on the cusp of womanhood. I must confess, a peccadillo of mine. Peccadillo? I don't know. I love those kind of stories. She helplessly throws up her hands. You win, Jane. I can't resist your charms. I will drink the cup of our passion to the very bottom, no matter how bitter the dregs in the last swallow. I am yours. Neat. All is well on the bridge. Well, that was nice. That feels like a confirmation that the feelings are real in the relationship, I guess. On another character, I'll have to romance Mr. Heinrichs. Boom, boom, and boom. A report from the middle decks, Lord Captain. Immediately after our translation from the warp, there were reports on the Vox channels about black creatures appearing all over the place. The witness accounts claims they emerged straight from the shadows. It was your pet Xenos Marashai they were interested in. Several enforcers perished in the battle, but we managed to avoid significant casualties. Your Xenos took out the aggressors. I would not be bothering you with this if we had determined how the creatures got on the ship. Until we know for sure, we won't be able to stop future incursions. They were mandrakes. They could have infiltrated the ship through the shadows. A pregnant pause fills the Vox channels. In that case, guarding the decks against every shadow will not be possible. We will strengthen the security detail at key points on the vessel and hope the incident does not happen again. Fuck, should I just toss him to the Inquisition? I'm gonna hit Dargonas. Can I, real quick, just have a chat with Marajai? Should I keep him around? I'm so fucking torn on that shit. figure it out eventually. I suppose. And where are you hanging out? Marajai. He is right here.
Rogue trader.
Good. I do have dialogue. I received a report that you were attacked by some creatures from the shadows.
I have some recollection. What is it to you?
Just occurred to me. Oh shit, should I have asked more? Fuck it. I don't care.
Then go.
Who voices him, I wonder? No star system is like. Unfortunately, it seems like we have explored most of them. Would have liked a little bit more Star Trekking across the universe and all that. Can we do anything more even? I just wanna. Oh shit! Shit, we can do much more. Oh. Can we do it here too? Okay, fuck. I didn't realize this had been unlocked. We're gonna fucking... It's gonna be great. False models. By showing illusions to the masters, I suppose. Okay, we can get more people. Are any of these... do any of these look out other things? I don't... It doesn't seem like it. That's good. Promethium and plasteel. We have plenty, so let's start with that. Traders' warp currents can be made safer by sending pious patrols to help those in distress by the lighting of warp beacons. And then the Navy's gonna like us. Oh, is that just... Okay, sure. What does this require? Crucible. Orbital shipyard. I don't think I have... In the Protectorate. I think I have that somewhere. Blessing scene. Non-Xenos. I can get one of these. Heavy armor, nah. I kinda want this. Even if it doesn't help Irliet, I kinda want this. But that's gonna require a crucible. Holy Woman. Grants plus 10% damage for 2 turns when a character uses their origin ability. Oh? I don't have an orbital shipyard. Not yet. Let's have a look around. What else can we do? Damn. Okay. Let's see. Payment in organs. Complacency go down. It's pretty high, but do I want this? Xeno specialists will decipher the written records left by the ancient Xenos that once inhabited Janus. That's pretty good. Lower security, but it raises with Caspalic emission. Oh, this costs. Teach the serfs to read. Efficiency go up. That's a lot of Xenotech to get high. I need to be friends with those guys, and I don't want that. All allies deal. I don't really use those weapons. But provisions are always nice. Oh, but profit factor go up. Curious into... Yeah, sure. Profit factor go down, but efficiency go up. Giving me more resources. What do we need here? Great fire. So I'm gonna need that anyways. Captive Xenos doesn't sound like something I can have with the way I am. Each time an ally is healed in combat, they damage. I mean, that's neat, I guess. But profit factor also a cool sword. Save billion. That's a role-playing choice. That gives us a lot of people. Then we might actually fucking... Okay, we do this. We get this. And we offer shelter. Hey, highest level on a colony. Nice. Then what we can do is we can go to contracts. Because now I have so many people. Oh, it's for Caligos. Fighting force. I'll give you some. Inspection master. Profit factor go up. Oh, that's not great, but profit factor, provisions, how are we doing for that? I don't know, we're not right now. Profit factor, adamantine for mechanisms, don't know about that. Xenotech for weapons, nah. Chemicals for plasteel. We're pretty good on both. I'm gonna hold off on that. Okay, that was... Oh.
Lord Captain, the Crucible's great sculpting is underway. Foulstone is being transformed right before our eyes into a fertile world with lush groves and clean water. However, there is evident that the Crucible has also created humans. From the mouth of the relic came several thousand people, speaking an archaic form of Low Gothic.
Is that the refugees?
Demanded to be given orders. They cultivate land, build houses and production facilities with obedience, and in general have a remarkable range of skills and knowledge. However, it seems that these people completely lack their own free will, and for this the monks have named them Touched. The tech priests who served the Crucible came upon birthing vats built into the relic. The machine is constantly growing new Touched within them.
That's very strange.
There is a split among the believers, though many call it a miracle sent by the Emperor himself and want to quickly put the touch to work. Part of the population is frightened by these soulless creatures born from the ancient machine. They demand that the planet's land men intervene in the great sculpting and find a way to stop the production of the touched.
How dangerous are these touched?
They do not appear to pose a threat. The autopsy of several specimens have shown that they are physiologically identical to ordinary humans. No traces of corruption or xenotampering were found either. However, their obedience is a double-edged sword. They obey any orders without knowing or caring who gives them. And thus, nothing prevents a cunning intruder from bending them to their will, creating an army of obedient slaves or spies at their disposal.
Yeah, that's not great. What are these? Okay.
What think my officers and advisors?
They were born by the relic of St. Cognatius, which means they please the Emperor. We have to remind people of it. Arrange a public ceremony to tonsure to initiate the touch into the Order of the Hammer, and a service dedicated to reading parables about the acts of St. Cognatius and his followers.
Why don't you make the first move and assemble a mighty force from these touched ones? If they are so obedient and diligent, then they will make fine troops. Assign a loyal commander to each squad and keep an eye on them, and these strange people will turn from a threat into mighty defenders of the Imperium.
Lack of will, registering a high probability of manufacturing failure within the Crucible's sacred processes. It is recommended to dispose of the finished batch of units and halt production of new ones. The algorithm of the Great Sculpting require further examination. Huh. Huh? Curious. It'll lose a bit of efficiency. That's a lot. And I'm worried, like, okay. You have a bunch of, like, soulless slaves who will listen to any order, not just the ones I give. Do I want to make them soldiers? That seems... That doesn't seem very intelligent. And also this options is... I don't know. Fine. Pascal, you have my permission to study the Crucible's algorithms. Dispose of the Touched. The knowledge will be extracted by any means necessary. The Touched did not try to defend themselves or resist in any way. They have accepted death in much the same way they lived life, quietly and obediently. The unrest among the citizens has simmered, and the great sculpting has continued as before, but the development rates of fertile land have noticeably declined without the Touched. The tech priest's investigation uncovered a number of defects in the operation of the birthing vats within the Crucible. It was these defects that caused such strange obedience within the Touched. The proposition of making improvements to a sacred relic filled the tech priest with the most profound dread, and thus Falson was left without its taciturn workers. However, the priceless knowledge extracted by the servants of the Omnissiah was a great reward in and of itself. So that's what this was. Yes. I don't see a reason not to build this. People, we have plenty, and we have enough weapons to go around. Profit factor lost? Why? I don't know, we have 80. Okay. Lord Captain, the Ordo-Xenos punitive unit, led by Acolyte Lynette Shua, has arrived on Janus. The Inquisition forces have already taken control of the Governor's palace and intend to deal with the anomalies on Janus. Oh shit, this is bad. Heinrichs, why was I not notified of their arrival in advance? I am surprised that they have informed us of their arrival at all. It demonstrates a semblance of trust. How much did the Inquisition sniff out? The initial interrogations have set Lynette Shua on the tracks of the wretches toward the anomalous region, but her people continue to dig deeper, so to speak. What think you, my officers and advisers? Cooperating with the Inquisition would do us more good than trying to hide the current misfortunes of the colony. I can send them a message to keep us informed about the interrogation, as a favor. If only we could throw them a bone and let them find the evidence they want, one that we can get by without. The rest could be concealed away from their inquisitive eyes, like a sand lizard shedding its tail. Sometimes one must see the battle to win the war.
If someone were to walk around my domain so brazenly, they would certainly regret it. Lay open the trap, lace it with poison, put down the bait, and wait for the enemy to end their own worthless life. I don't like that. I guess I can do this and just hope that they don't find any Eldar. Or just deal with the consequence. Fuck it. To serve Janus in the von Valancius dynasty. After Lady Sue had set up her headquarters at the governor's palace, she began to investigate the situation on Janus. All those feeling guilt for their crimes before the Emperor could only stay silent and pray. During her investigation, Lady Sue was able to establish that the genetic changes in the organisms of the sickly creatures have been caused by the effects of mysterious substances secreted into the water by obelisks. These substances did not contaminate the water until recently, as shown by the analysis of the Magos biologis. The same obelisks appear to be linked by a chain of energy communications, also serving as sources of unknown radiation that seems to have caused the outbreak of contaminated growth in the currently uncontrolled sector of the planet. This also seems to be causing the appearance of the mysterious phantoms. Fuck, I'm trying to remember all the bullshit that's going on Janus. It's been so long since I actually did the upgrades and did the little quest thingies. Lady Sue suggested that there is some sort of ancient mechanical construction located on Janus that had awakened from its slumber. The anomalies occurring on Janus have been caused by the blasphemous machine trying to start itself. Your Ladyship, a monstrous storm has broken out in Janus. The apocalyptic anomalies are tearing our agri-world apart, and their epicenter is this desecrated sector. Something must be done before the whole colony is destroyed. We have to find the source of this madness. Oh shit. Come down and report what exactly is happening here. Fires in the sky that crush her on the ground and turn everything around them into ice. The moaning earth, the deadly sound careening throughout the cities, the purple glow in the sky, the furious storm that has covered half the continent, but we can see its epicenter from the orbit. The ruins of a xenostructure complex. What we thought to be debris of buildings turned out to be a machine. And now it arouses from its sleep, shining the blue and purple lights from the spheres melted onto it. The deadly spirits have become more material. Now everyone can see that they are not dancing. They are fighting and chanting two names, Halcyon and Kesse. What do we know about this cataclysm? The leader of the Inquisition squad, Lady Sue, did not grant us with a full report since she has been hastily preparing for the expedition into the heart of the anomaly. But she mysteriously claims we have become the witnesses of an ancient clash between Xenos. And in spite of our unfamiliarity with the conflict, it is important to choose our ally in the struggle wisely, whatever that means. Some wretch by the name of Sae has come out of the thicket to meet our people. It is hard to understand him, but he has managed to explain to the soldiers that Halcyon and Kesse are fighting. Halcyon in his usual way and Kesse in a wrong, corrupted way. It seems that he wants to collaborate with us and is trying to ask for help. Have this wretch, Sire, lead my soldiers into the forest. We are ready to cooperate. Fuck. The escort squad reports that their route has been clear of anomalies until one of the panicked soldiers shot a wretch in the head. Since they have been assaulted by the race... Fuck. When... How far back? I'm not happy with that. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna get back and I'll see you next time.